What's up, Soul Family? This is Marcus back from Untitled Oracle, back with another reading here for you. Spirit called me to do a conjunction reading. On April 12th, we're having a conjunction between Jupiter and Pisces, which is very transformative. It's going to be a large change. So someone just called me to do just a collective reading. Hopefully you guys show some love from this, but I feel like there's a lot that's going to happen during this reading here. So I'm just going to take some time. I'm just going to kind of let Spirit direct me in the right way. I'm going to shuffle some cards from the Starseed Oracle here, see what kind of comes out. Alright, let's see. Alright. 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 I'm going to take some from the Angel Oracles, see what messages they have for me from the angels. Well, this is definitely going to be a big thing for those intuitives and highly sensitives. I know for the last couple of days, I've been having some really interesting dreams. And I honestly can't really explain them, but I know that I've been getting messages from spirit guides and they've kind of been talking to me, kind of telling me that, right now it's about service, it's about giving back to the community. There's going to be a lot of other changes that's going on. So you want to make sure that you're the best version of yourself. You want to make sure that you're working towards being good service to the people around you. As I always say, the more that we give and the less people need, the less people are going to be in competition with each other. All right? So the first card that I have is You're Not For Everyone. All right? So this is saying embrace your weirdness, face your near north. Okay, so just like how I'm called right now to do this reading, and was just a random feeling. You're not gonna be for everyone. Some of us intuitives, people kind of think that we're in space, but we're just more in tune with the earth and with the universe and what's going on around us. So when they say face your north, for those who know their north node, this is saying head towards your north node. As I've said before, the dragon head is your north node, and the south node is where you came from. So if you know anything about your chart, look for your north node, and that will kind of give you a sense of direction. All right. We have loosen your grip. Okay. Coping mechanisms, destiny, addiction, let God in. So I feel that this is more than just for people who have addictions. You can be addicted to negative self-talk and saying that, again, people calling you weirdo. You might feel like you're the outcast or you're taken out of things. As you see with this person, you see they're just kind of letting themselves go, almost like they're falling into the abyss, just falling into the universe. But this is just you letting life be, Some people, and I've experienced this myself, I actually had a family member or two that were really highly intuitive. And because of the fact that they were so highly intuitive, they actually resulted themselves to doing drugs and drinking and stuff because they couldn't keep up with the energies that they were able to deal with. They were very empathic and they were able to feel like all the sensations in the room, and they can almost like read your mind. And, this kind of affected them a lot. And so there's a lot of people who have this same thing. They're not really sure exactly what it is or why it is, but this is because of the fact that you were made very highly in tune, highly empathic. And so don't be tough on yourself or hard on yourself. Not all of us know why we're here, but this conjunction is going to kind of illuminate a lot, especially for the highly intuitives and for the sensitive people. And there's going to be people who aren't highly intuitive or sensitive that after this conjunction are going to definitely feel it. It's going to be something that's going to change not just your psychic powers, but it's also going to change your vision of your dreams. It's going to change your intention, and you can also notice just how strong you are. All right, so the third one we have is, as I mentioned, empathic starseed. All right, so energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. So this is what we have been doing for a long time, absorbing what's not ours. So, some of us have to learn to protect ourselves, whether that's wearing amulets or whether it's wearing talismans, or some people wear crystals. One of my favorites is I like to wear labradorite, or I like to wear obsidian. Black tourmaline's a good one. Onyx is good. Shungite's great. These are, protection that you can do. Also, depending on different skills you do, if you're into meditation or anything, there's Buddhist and there's also Taoist meditations that you can do, that you can create, energetic spells, protections around yourself. And so with this empathetic starseed, some of us, we feel everything. It might be the reason why you don't like to go in a crowd. You might go in a crowd and you could feel, someone's back pain. I used to have a good friend that I never realized this until I got older and started to be more spiritual. And like, we used to go to a lot of different places. And every time we went to a new place, he would just be like out of nowhere, just like, oh, my back, oh, my shoulder, oh, my hand. And then we used to just always look at him like, why are you tripping? Over time, as I got older, this started happening to me too. So I just thought that this was almost like a funny thing. But in turn, this is just you being empathic. So if you walk into a room and someone has back pain, you being that empathic person, you're able to kind of absorb that feeling and feel it from them. And in some cases, like the Green Mile, for those who have seen that movie, you almost absolve the energy from them, and it dissolves in that person, but you digest that pain, and it goes with you. So do what you have to do medically. I'm big on doing qigong and tai chi. Those things are energy building. You connect with the earth and you discharge the energy from the earth, and it helps you to kind of keep yourself strong in the midst of all of those things happening. Right. So we have compassion. Right. So a lot of us are not understanding why people are the way they are. You look at the world, how it is now. We have lots of war. We have lots of crazy things. But I feel like this conjunction is going to change. It's not going to necessarily divide the world in half, but it is going to start to make people see things more. And don't be surprised. People might think you're crazy, but you might start seeing more. For those who are able to see them. Some people are able to see ghosts. Some people are able to communicate and commune with them. Some people feel them. Like I can't see them, but I feel them all the time. And they don't bother me. So I've just kind of learned to live with it. People think you're crazy when you talk about it and different things, but this is a part of life. If it's scientifically proven that energy doesn't go away, it kinetically changes into something else. So regardless if you believe in physical beings in front of you, or you believe in spirits or ghosts or energy manifestations, this is the truth. But this is an angel of compassion telling you to be more compassionate to yourself, and also to be more compassionate to the people around you, and make sure that you feel compassion for yourself first and foremost. You can't really give anything to anyone if you don't have yourself. Okay, so make sure that you are very compassionate to yourself. Right? Expect miracles. Right? So I feel that with this conjunction, a lot of us are going to see things happen that we've been thinking about, that we've been manifesting, that we've been speaking to the universe. And in some cases, it might actually happen faster than we expected. In some cases, it might happen and we didn't think it was actually going to happen, just because everything in front of us kind of looked like things were falling apart, and everything looked like things were kind of weird. But it's weird how the universe, when it conspires to work in your favor, you'll actually see things get destroyed and moved out of your way. And in turn, you might think that that's your destruction. Give you a perfect example. You might have a job that you don't like, and then all of a sudden you get fired from this job, but you still have bills to pay. You still have things you got to do, and then you just want to solve. So what am I going to end up doing? And then you stay at home. You might sob, but one of your friends might call and say, "Hey, let's go out and get some food." You happen to go out, go get some food, and on your trip out there, you may end up meeting someone who needs the skills that you have. Whatever skill it might be. You might be a musician. You could be a tarot reader. You could be a martial arts teacher. But the universe kind of works in your favor. So trust in the universe. Don't always have that negative manifestation. The law of attraction definitely does work. So definitely expect miracles for the future. Right. Now this one is expected to have intuition and downloads. Okay, mind you, I just randomly picked these. You guys saw I just randomly picked these. with this, because Pisces is a very psychic sign, and Pisces is the 12th sign, which embodies all the other signs. Right now, Jupiter and Neptune are within the sign. So the two planets, Jupiter is the former ruler of Pisces, and Neptune is now the current ruler of Pisces. So the two of the energies is one, and expands on any dreams that you might have had, because Jupiter is about expansion, Neptune is about spirituality, psychicness, being in tune with your own water or your own emotions within. So the two of them, a combination of the two, kind of expands that water, that power, that magnetism. It also expands your dreams and your want for your dreams. But I also take from it that because Pisces has these two planets within, you're going to get some new information for the future, but you're going to also get old information, and those two are going to kind of intermingle together, similar to Jupiter being the old ruler of Pisces and Neptune being the new ruler of Pisces. That old and new information is going to kind of mold together, and you're going to see a lot of changes. Again, a lot of people are going to get intuition downloads. A lot more people, it might not be as dramatic, but I keep thinking of this episode of the Avatar, The Last Airbender, the second one with Avatar Korra. And there was a shift, there was an energy shift, and out of nowhere, a lot of people just became airbenders, and they had no clue how this happened. And this is because the universe kind of balanced things out. With the people who weren't able to do, the universe balanced this out by giving a lot more people powers and being able to put them in a good position to be able to make changes for the universe, for the betterment of the people. And that's just how the universe works and balances out energies. Right, now we have healing together. Okay, so I'm sorry, holding together. Right, so you see this picture. This is a wonderful picture, especially if you look at all the colors. This is the ocean, which is your emotions. And then if you look, there's a bunch of different fish that are all convening, and they're all going different ways, but they're all connecting with each other. They're all sharing space, and they're all being able to kind of get along without fighting. And this card is an 8. So 8 is a cycle, the end of a cycle, beginning of a new one. So you see, this is union, cooperation, solidarity, membership, teamwork, participation, and making a choice. So for a lot of people, this conjunction for them is going to be about coming together, about convening. For some people, it's going to be them convening with people on the physical 3D, on the earth plane. For some people, it's going to be about connecting to your spirit guides and connecting to your higher self to be able to produce something that's going to be beneficial to the people on the third plane. I'm sorry, in 3D or the third plane. Now, a lot of people, some people are going to be more questioning of this, but as you see with this card, holding together, everyone's going to have to convene and kind of add and put their energies together. When you look at how things are being put together, you look at a city, you look at a business, everybody kind of adds their different skills together, and that's what makes the whole. Same thing with like your chakras. You have 7 chakras. You have the root chakra, which is the beginning of everything from the earth, and then everything else doesn't work until you kind of get that base. So a lot of people have to build and work on the base. Once you build and work on the base, which you can see the different energies here, we have the orange color, we have the green, we have the red, we have the blue, there's the purple. This is kind of an embodiment of all the different people, all the different races, if you want to take all the different cultures and all the different chakras. So it's a lot of growth that's here. All right. Revolution. All right, so as you can see, this card has a person burning down the old, burning the fire. 4 plus 9 is a 13, which is transformation. Okay, and so you see that's the first thing it says is transformation, a radical change. Give up the old to make room for the new, quantum leap. So just like I said before with Jupiter and Neptune, the two of them coming together, it's a combination of the old and the new together. Because sometimes you can't totally destroy what was there. You can build upon it. If you look at some of the ancient cultures, they tried their best to get rid of the past, look at this, the statues, pyramids, and things like that. They destroyed the faces and destroyed the noses, or different temples got buried, or different things like that. But in the end, the structure still stayed there. So other cultures and other generations were able to discover these things later on and learn from them, right? So I feel like that's kind of one of those things that's going to come from this conjunction, is that people are going to take their mental health stronger and more important. People are going to be more in tune with spirit and their spirit guides. People aren't going to be looked so much as weirdos, and they're not going to be underappreciated and things. And I think just more spirituality is going to come out, on top. I'm not saying anything against religion, because at the end of the day, religion has its base in spirituality and the old ancient knowledge and the occult knowledge. But this is that burning of the old, and this is the new phoenix arising, and this is putting that energy into people that's going to help them to move forward and to be able to create this new version of this new world that's going to be a lot more in tune, a lot more connected, and a lot more compassionate to the people. Okay. Abundance. Okay, so this just shows there's going to be a lot of abundance that's going to grow from this, and not just abundance of money, because realistically, paper money and things like that's really not going to do anything for you. But spiritually, if you grow and your abundance grows that way, you can take your spiritual abundance and share it with someone else, so they can be spiritually abundant, so that they can reach their mukti or go to heaven, depending on whatever religion or belief that you share. So this is 55. So this is 10, which is change. This is the end of a cycle. This is the beginning of a new cycle, kind of like the other cards that we had. We had 13 for transformation, which is like ending a cycle and transforming. Then we have 5 plus 5, which is a 10, which is a brand new cycle. And then we have 8, which is the beginning of a new cycle. So these all coincide and kind of have that same ideology. Now, for abundance, we have plenty, profusion, generosity, fertility, ripeness, inner riches, repeating rewards, or reaping rewards, culmination in the harvest. So a lot of people are going to gain from this. This isn't just going to be kind of one person. This is happening across the globe. So everyone is in the same bin. Everyone's equal, has equal share, an equal way of getting this. It's not like there's going to be a small group of people who are going to balance from this abundance. This is something that's going to come from everyone, and everyone's going to have a chance to balance from this. All right. So I'm going to pull some tarot just to kind of see what else we have. Ooh, look at that. It's a lot. We're not going to take all of those. Well, show you what's at the bottom. 10 of Swords. So it's the end of the betrayal, end of bad energy. Okay, so the first card I have is the Moon. I'm going to take a few from a few different decks just to get some different energies here. Alright, so we have the King of Swords, the Hangman, the Three of Wands, Strength card. Look at that, the 10 of Swords. And at the bottom, the 10 of Pentacles. So this just shows you here. So we have beginnings and endings. Okay. And that's, look at how many cards we got. 7, which is a divine. So with this Moon, right, there's a lot of things that's unseen. This is also Piscean energy. Right. So again, since this reading's about the conjunction, you look at this, the Moon, and you see the crab here. There's a long pathway to make it to the end. Now, the crab is all the way at the bottom of the ocean. So this crab was drawn out by the Moon. There's a reason why this energy was pulled out and made this crab move itself out. And plus it put itself in danger, because now there's 2 dogs here, which if the 2 dogs even pay attention and see the crab, the crab might not make it to the end of the journey. But sometimes you have to face your fears. Sometimes you have to go, with the journey, because you want to see what's at the end and what's at the other side. If you just continue to be complacent with life, then you won't get any answers to what the reason why you were actually here. And so with this is telling you to face your fears and intuitively kind of follow your intuition and follow your thoughts. Connect with your spirit guides, and they'll be able to give you some information to share. The King of Swords. So the King of Swords, this person is really rational. And I think that nowadays we don't use our rationale as much as we do. The King of Swords is kind of someone who just takes their sword and kind of chops at things. They don't necessarily use their emotion when it comes to this. So especially when you have this in between. So you have the moon in between the King of Swords and the Hanged Man. So I think that nowadays we're going to have to change the way that we look at things. We're going to be on this journey here, and things aren't going to be fully illuminated. We're not going to totally see everything. And that King of Swords is going to have to, because the King of Swords also represents someone who's an authority figure, who's the boss, almost like an emperor. So with this person, they're going to have to look at things from a different perspective. This is also that Neptune energy, with the conjunction. And they have to look a little bit deeper, make some sacrifices for mankind, and make sacrifices for the people. Okay? So the King of Swords, which is, the people who are authority, they are going to have to change their way of looking at things and be a little more lighthearted. Obviously we're going to still need, leaders, and we're going to still need people that are going to be there. But they're going to have to look for things from a new perspective to be able to keep things going for the long term. We're going to have to imagine and work together and birth the creation of a new prospect. So with the Three of Wands, you can see this person's kind of looking out onto the ships, looking out into the ocean. He's figuring, where are those ships going and what are those ships doing? And with the threes are about growth, they're about creation. So this is us deciding we're going to move ourselves forward and we're going to create. And with the yellow energy in the back, basically that's giving us the sun energy, letting us know that things are beneficial and things are going to be good for us as long as we do our best to try to make sure we manifest our best version of ourselves. Okay? The Strength card. So what's really funny is that the Strength card is about inner strength. This is about controlling that lion on the inside. This is about manifesting. This is about believing in your own truth. Okay, now you see the woman, she's wearing a white dress and she's supposed to be representative of peace, truth. She's supposed to be representative of like purity. Now the lion is the king of the jungle. So the lion absolutely, does eat the other animals, and it is the king of the jungle per se. But it also has its negative and its positive sides. So this is supposed to be you balancing out your positive and your negatives in a different way. This is type of duality. And then with that 8, this is you manifesting new cycles and creating new things and having that inner strength to control things, and also that inner strength to be able to move yourself forward and be a good role model for the people around you. Now you see in the background there's mountains, and then there's also the greenery. So again, this is another card that shows that, it might take a little bit of a journey, might be a little bit of complications and things that you have to work on, but it's worth it. With the yellow light in the back again, that lets you know that the sun is behind you and that positive energy is there. I also take from this that, the people who have Leo North Node may be really, really, how can I say, they might be really instrumental in everything that's going to be going on in the next couple of years. Okay. We have the Ten of Swords. This is the end of betrayal. This is the end of backstabbing. This is the end of people treating each other horrible. This is the end of the world kind of backstabbing the earth. Because when you really think about it, the other day I was reading this article. It's basically was saying that, as much gas as we take out of the earth, we're basically taking the blood from the earth. And then we're wondering why the earth is not regenerating, why the water is not as clean as it used to be, why the trees don't grow as much, why people aren't as healthy as they used to be. And it's just like your body, if you keep poisoning yourself or keep taking away from what's regenerating, you're not going to have that same power. So I take from this, this is us ending that cycle and now starting to pay more attention to each other and pay more attention to the universe. We got to create a legacy. we got to think about the future legacies and the future of who else is going to be here. We can't just think about ourselves and what's going to be going on tomorrow. We got to think about the future and think about the next 100 years, what things going to be like for our grandkids, what's things going to be like for our family. And it's not just having a fat bank account or not just having, 10 rental properties that are making money. Like, is the earth still going to be here? What are you doing to make sure that legacy is still here, is still available? Are you doing your best? Are you doing what you can to make sure that you manifest this? So I'm going to shuffle some more cards to see what else we got from the universe here. So I'm going to use this intuitive goddess deck and see what else we have, just to kind of add to that. All right, so I have the Warrior of Cups. Let's see. Some good energies here. So the Warrior of Cups in this deck is representing the Knight of Cups. All right, so this is just saying that we need to charge on forward and do it with love. Okay, be the romantic, be that hopeless romantic that looks at the planet and cares. You see the polar bear. The crazy thing about this is you think the ice caps are melting, and after a while, soon polar bears aren't going to have anywhere to live. So we have to think about everyone, not just ourselves. When we reach out there and offer that cup, and as you see the Mercury wings on the top of the helmet, we got to be able to speak into existence what we want, and also speak into existence what the future is going to hold. Okay, and with this Knight of Warrior of Cups, which is also representative of Piscean energy, this is you taking them downloads and taking that information and taking that psychic growth that's going to come, that spiritual growth, and making sure that you're putting your best offer forward and foot forward for the universe. We also got the Six of Pentacles. So think about taking some time to give back to the community. Most of us have a lot, but we're not really sharing. And for those who do have a lot, are just thinking about getting more. And it's messed up because, we have, and people have talked about it tons of times, the planet is trying to regenerate itself. It's trying to rebalance itself so it can keep us going for generations. Not to kind of reiterate what I said before, but what are we doing to make sure that we keep the generations going? Take what you have, try to balance out and give to the people who are needy, and also try to give back to the earth too. The Nine of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups. This is a dream card. It's in your dreams, you have a lot of different things that come to you when your eyes are closed. Then when your eyes are open, you want to make the dreams happen. But you have to make sure that those things balance and those things come together. A lot of people are always striving for the next best thing. But no one realizes that the next best thing is actually within themselves. And so you just have to manifest good things. And this nine energy, this is again Piscean energy. This is also something that's going to be beneficial to the world, that most people, once they see that they have their dream in front of them and don't let themselves get too complacent with trying to be beneficial to the world, things are going to be great. And it's going to take a practical plan. Okay, the Warrior of Pentacles, it's going to be something that everyone's going to have to put their feet into the ground. And just like this this buffalo charging forward, it's going to have to be something that's unstoppable, something that everyone can balance from, everyone can get behind, and then once it gets moving, you can't stop it. So I feel like there's a lot of great things that we can do. I feel like things could be beneficial and wonderful. We'll draw two more cards and I'm going to finish this up here. I just felt called to do this conjunction reading. Hopefully some of you guys show some love on this. All right, we got the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles, this is about the beauty of life. This is about you looking inside yourself and seeing everything that makes you wonderful and believing that you can show that wonderfulness to the world. And you have, again, enough money that you can kind of manifest and help people out. But at the same time, you have enough to be able to maintain yourself. And you want to lead from the heart space. Okay. I also got the Ten of Cups. All right. So the Ten of Cups this is you thinking about the family and the generations again. We got 3 tens here. It's all about cycles of life. Okay. I got the Ten of Cups. I got the Ten of Pentacles and I got the Ten of Swords. I didn't get the Ten of Wands just because I feel like this is our burden that we're going to have to take as people. And the Ten of Cups is the end goal. We got to think about the happiness of our family, the happiness of our friends, the happiness of our planet. We got to do everything that we can to make sure that we're putting our best foot forward to be the best version of ourselves and show that ultimate love. All right? All right, people. Thank you so much for your time. I want to thank you for all the love. I just felt called to just speak to you guys about my feelings about the conjunction and what it's going to do. You know, definitely take some time, drink some water, do some meditations, do some chants. I know I'm going to be doing my rituals and everything today, but I just felt called that I need to speak to everybody. And I wish the best for everyone in this conjunction. Also, you know, for those who are watching the video, like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate the love. Peace. Take care, everyone.